Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Claudio Explains It All, and today we're going to talk about how much does laser hair removal cost. Costs range anywhere from $100 to over $1,000 a session. And packages typically end up cheaper than that, depending on where you go. There are many factors that affect the cost of laser hair removal. The primary factor is the area that you're being treated on, okay? So generally speaking, hair removal areas are priced on how long it takes to remove. So if you're treating your legs, which is a much larger area and takes longer for the practitioner to perform that treatment, you're gonna pay a higher price than something like your underarms, which may take, a third of the time to treat. Additionally, who is providing the procedure drastically affects the price. So if you're getting treated by a technician who's not that experienced and the doctor is able to pay them a lower hourly rate, they're going to pass that along to you, the savings. However, if you want to be treated by someone who's an expert in the space or someone who has a master's degree in medicine, typically those practitioners who are better at the services they provide are also potentially going to be more expensive, so therefore driving up the price per area. So what you're trying to do is make sure you're going to a provider that has not only the best possible equipment, is treating you with the best practitioner, but is also making sure that that equipment is certified and consistently maintained by that manufacturer, because the output of that laser can vary widely over time. And if someone uses a laser often but never services it, it's going to have a different energy output, which increases the possibility of adverse reactions. So offices that specialize typically in these services typically have better maintained equipment that's more cost effective for you, because you know that the services you're getting are going to provide the results you're looking for within your treatment package. An additional factor is the laser, okay? There's a massive difference in quality in this industry with regard to the lasers that are providing these procedures. More often than not, 90% of offices out there are using what's called IPL, which is intense pulse light. It doesn't necessarily permanently disable hair, okay? It's primarily used for other cosmetic dermatological services. What you're really looking for is what, is commonly referred to as a true laser device. And true lasers are class 4 FDA approved lasers for permanent hair reduction. And these lasers are fully capable of eliminating body hair permanently. Those lasers also cost 3 times the price on average of a typical IPL device. So you got to make sure that the office you're going to is willing to make that investment. Additionally, because true lasers are optimized wavelengths of light and treat one particular wavelength, that wavelength is only optimized for a set skin type. So typically skin types 1 through 3 with one particular wavelength, and skin types 4 through 6 with other particular wavelengths. So wherever you go, if they're going to provide you with true laser devices, typically they have the added cost of having to have 2 just to make sure they're capable of treating all skin types. So that's an important question to ask. Do you have the laser that treats my skin type? And if they don't, you may want to look elsewhere for a company that offers that. Oftentimes what you see on Groupon are the low end of the spectrum IPL devices. Typically they're used devices that have not been maintained, that have not been updated, that have not been certified by the manufacturer, and so you get what you pay for again. If you are trying to buy these services, no different than if you're gonna go out there and get a breast augmentation, you're not gonna try and find the cheapest possible doctor who can do it rolling up to your house in a van. Why would you do the same with this procedure? This is a medical procedure and quality costs a little bit extra, but the difference in the results you're going to receive are dramatic, okay? You typically want to avoid Groupon because lasers are extremely technical pieces of equipment, and that equipment needs to be maintained frequently to ensure that the output of the laser is in the optimum range to get you the results you're looking for. The goal here is permanent hair removal, right? You don't ever want to have to shave, wax, pluck, tweech again, or bleach your hair. Another thing to make sure you ask is oftentimes providers will have package deals. So the more areas you do, the cheaper it gets. Now, why is that? Why is it cheaper if I do more? Part of the reason is they can add more areas and treat you in a shorter period of time while you're in the treatment chair. So if someone's treating your legs by themselves, that may take 40 minutes. And if they treat your Brazilian by itself, that may take 20 minutes. But if you combine the two together, now it's only a 50-minute treatment as opposed to 40 and 20, which is 60. If you do that, that savings is typically passed on to you, the customer. So oftentimes, the more areas you buy when you initially purchase this service, the more cheap it's going to be for you, the more cost effective it's going to be for you going forward, because you actually save the practitioner money as well. Oftentimes people will sell you based on session or package, and it's better for you usually to buy a package because that package is highly discounted. Oftentimes packages are discounted 25 to 50%. What's important when you do buy a package though is to make sure that the practitioner and your interests are aligned. If the practitioner is able to provide you with a free lifetime guarantee so that anytime you need a treatment, no matter what, if they quote you on this package, if you ever need another treatment again for the rest of your life, they guarantee that they're going to treat you and provide it for that, awesome. You have a great practitioner who stands by their services. Oftentimes you'll go somewhere and they'll quote you on a package and then say, hey, listen, this is what we think, but if it doesn't get removed in that time frame, all you got to do is come back and we'll sell you another few sessions and it's no big deal. But then they're not incentivized to make sure you get the results you're looking for in the shortest time possible. Why would they want to make sure you're completed in their initial package of sessions if after you finish that package and you're not completed, you have to buy again? So now their incentive is the opposite of yours. They want you to keep buying sessions and you just want permanent results as quickly as possible. So remember, to recap everything, when you are looking at these services, you need to make sure A, that you're being treated by a true laser. What is a true laser? It's a class 4 FDA approved device. Currently on the market today, the gold standard is the G-Max Pro. Not the G-Max, that's the prior gold standard before the Pro came out. The G-Max Pro, it's a piece of equipment made by Syneron Candela. That's the current gold standard in the industry. You want to make sure B, that the lasers are being serviced consistently. When was the last time the laser was serviced? How often is that provider servicing their equipment? C, are they specialists? Do they do this service all the time that you know they're using equipment that's being consistently maintained and that you're getting the best possible service by someone who really knows what they're doing because they've treated a lot of people? Okay, it's not a one and done. Everybody is different. Everybody's hair is different. And the quality equipment like the G-Max Pro has the ability to adjust its settings based on a ton of factors. Your skin tone, the thickness and coarseness of the hair, how your hair and skin is reacting to each treatment, and you can make adjustments along the way. And additionally, who is the person providing the procedure? What is their level of expertise? Not just who is the person that owns the practice that's offering the procedure, but who's the actual person when you get there who's providing it? And what is their level of training? What is their particular skill set? What degrees do they have? Remember, unfortunately, no offense to dermatologists, mine is a great one, but oftentimes they're not the ones providing these services. All of these things can ensure that not only are you going to get safe results, but it also ensures you're going to get the most effective results for your money. And that's what you're looking for. You know, a lot of people don't realize that with financing options, most people can buy a laser hair removal package and get all of their hair removed permanently in the area that they would typically be waxing for the same monthly cost. If you spend $80 a month to get your Brazilian done at a waxing center, typically through a financing option, you can spend $80 a month and get permanent laser hair removal and be paid off within 2 years and never have to shave again or never have to wax again. So it's a much better value for your money if you choose the right practitioner and make sure that they have the right equipment and the right experience to provide you with the service you're looking for. So keep all those things in mind. Again, costs range anywhere from $100 to over $1,000 a session. And packages typically end up cheaper than that, depending on where you go. Just make sure you utilize all those things, get a quality provider, and you'll be ecstatic with your results. Thank you guys very much, and we look forward to seeing you next time on our next episode.